Heroes have had a lot happen to them this year. We've gotten so many new cards, from the Destiny hero support to the Vision hero support to the Evil hero support to the banlist releasing Stratos to 3, and we've gotten Malicious at 3. Oh man, guys, heroes have gone on a whole different level than before, and so in today's video I wanted to talk about heroes and see if they're top tier as of now. If you guys want to see a basic overview of all of the hero support except for Evil heroes, make sure to click on the card in the top right corner. And now if you guys want to see a video about the Evil hero support, make sure to click on the card in the top right corner. But this video is basically summarizing all of the information I've given in those two videos and combining them into a final analysis of heroes as of right now. So obviously I made my video about Evil heroes. Evil heroes gave this deck a whole new dimension because now you can search Evil hero Adusted Gold, and Adusted Gold gets you access to Dark Calling, which gets you access to Evil hero Malicious Bane, which is an amazing fusion monster for the hero strategy. It's a big body for heroes. It's just overall really good. Stratos is now at 3. I don't think this is that big of a deal comparatively to when it was at 2. It's just one more copy of Stratos, which is a nice consistency buff, don't get me wrong, but it's nothing substantial enough to make it like super impactful. It's just another copy of Stratos. And secondarily, we've gotten another copy of Mali, which is actually really good for the deck. Now instead of using Mali once, you can use it twice, and that makes this deck apply a ton more pressure. So I guess my point here is that definitely there's a lot of stuff that's been going on for heroes that are all really good things. But now that we know that heroes have gotten a lot of buffs, where does it go from here? Well, now we need to look at the rest of the metagame and establish, oh, are heroes able to beat these other decks? And if so, maybe it just so happened will be a top tier deck. Before we compare heroes to the rest of the meta, however, if you guys want any of the cards mentioned in this video, including any hero cards, make sure to go down into the description and check out my TCG player affiliate link. By using that link, you're supporting me immensely, so if you want to support me, use that link in the description. With that, let's continue the video. So now we need to compare heroes to the rest of the metagame. To start, we have Salomon Grave. Heroes have a surprisingly good Salomon Grave matchup. It's definitely favorable for heroes because of a card like Vision Hero Trinity. Vision Hero Trinity has 2500 attack, its attack doubles, it can attack 3 times, and then you use Honest Neos for even more attack. And because all of the Salomon Greats have low levels of attack, Trinity is just able to punch over everything and deal massive amounts of damage. However, even ignoring that, you're putting a ton of bodies on field, and so if you can get through all of your opponent's disruption, then this deck becomes substantially good. So the Salomon Grave matchup is good. What about Orcas? The Orcas matchup is also pretty decent. If you can get over the Dingirsu, which isn't the hardest thing in the world, you just need to bait out the Crescendo and then summon a card like Plasma, or just any way to deal with your opponent's Dingirsu, and then you can nuke their board with Malicious Bane, and then you can just attack over everything for game. So there is that. I think those two matchups are playable and definitely not unbeatable, but the worst matchup for this deck by far is the Thunder Dragon matchup. If you want to beat Thunder Dragon, you most likely have to hard draw your one of Plasma, otherwise you're just not going to beat Thunder Dragons. You're not able to search anything with a card like Stratos or your emergency calls or your Rhodas. You have to get through Colossus and Titan, which can't be destroyed by card effects, and that's just so overwhelming for heroes because they can't search and they don't have access to Plasma that I 100% think it's just not an unwinnable matchup, but very close to it because of how little access you have to Plasma if you can't search. And I would consider Salomon Grave, Orcas, and Thunder Dragon the main metagame for this format. Striker got hit a lot. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Striker will make a comeback, but regardless, I don't think Striker is one of the top decks right now, and it's definitely still playable, but I don't think it's top tier on the same caliber as the 3 decks I just mentioned. So with that, are heroes top tier? Maybe not. The big problems are this deck already has a bad Thunder Dragon matchup, and if Thunder Dragon is one of the most represented decks and you're opting to go second, that means you're going to basically lose every game 1 you face against Thunder Dragon unless you get miraculously lucky. Along with that, this deck can be pretty fragile at times, so it can be hard to push through boards considering your opponent can have a ton of disruption. If your opponent doesn't have that much disruption, then you you can easily OTK. But if your opponent has too much disruption for you to handle, you don't have any follow-ups and you're going to lose the next turn. So that's why I feel like heroes are not top tier right now, but that does not mean whatsoever that they are not a good deck and they can't top events, because I 100% think they can top events, but I don't think it will have the representation required to be a top tier deck. But with that in mind, if you want to see another analysis video like this one on Dragon Link, make sure to click on the end screen right next to me, and I'd love to see you in another video.